Hi there, Monsieur Balisong here. This is another informative video talking about the internals, externals, and just things that newcomers should know about Balisongs. Today's video we're talking about handle material, handle finish. This is an important thing I think everybody should know, and I am going to talk about the main three types of handle materials, or the main three types that I think are good. You've got other ones that aren't represented here, like steel, plastic, 3D printed. We're not talking about those. We're talking about the main ones that high quality Balisongs have. I have 5 finishes, 5 types of handles in my mind I want to talk about. I'm missing one. Like, there's one that I don't have a representation of because it's really bad. So, we're gonna start off by listing all of them. The first one is blank. It's basically, the first one's gonna be an aluminum handle, flat with no machining on it. That will be your V1 Tritons, that will be your Makos, that'll just be a flat aluminum Balisong. Okay? We've got ourselves here an aluminum Balisong with machining on the handles to give it more grip. That's Balisong handle type number 2. I've got G10 scales. Balisong handle type number 3. Titanium flat with no machining to give grip. That's going to be type number 4. And number 5 is going to be titanium handles with milling texture to give yourself some more grip. So I have rearranged these into my personal opinion of least favorite to most favorite, and I will go down the line talking about the characteristics of each material, pros and cons of each material, and I will discuss why as they go through I like them more and more. So we're going to start off with this imaginary Balisong. Ooh, pretend I have a V1 Triton in my hands. Aluminum, flat aluminum with no machining Balisong. Slippery, high pitch and pingy, picks up scratches like nobody's business. Now the benefits of a flat aluminum Balisong, that's going to be something like lowering your price. Aluminum's a very cheap metal, so you shouldn't be spending too much money on that. Like the Mako is pretty cheap, it should be cheaper. But that's the benefit of an aluminum Balisong. But the drawbacks, very slippery, flies out of your hands, picks up scratches like nobody's business. Doesn't sound very nice to flip. It's a very high-pitched pingy noise, and not pingy like the Reaper, pingy like a dead ping, like a ping. Not the biggest fan, so that's why I don't even have an example of one, because I don't want to own a plain aluminum Balisong. So next up, something that I actually have and I can show you. Aluminum with a machine texture on it. I think in order to have a Balisong that's worth anything and made of aluminum, you need to put some sort of grip on it. If there's no grip on it, I think it's a subpar Balisong off the bat. Doesn't matter how it flips. So this is an aluminum Balisong with some grip on it. That's what it sounds like. Just to give you an example. Now this is very nice. I love myself a good aluminum textured Balisong, done right. That's gonna be like your Squid Industry Kraken and this machine-wise Prisma. The issue that you run into with aluminum, like I spoke on the last imaginary example, aluminum is slippery. It's a slippery metal. It's unlike titanium. Aluminum, if it's a cold, dry day out, this is going to be flying out of your hands because of the slipperiness. But since you've got this texturing, that is going to mitigate that quite a bit. Not completely, but quite a bit. It's going to be pretty nice. And not if it's a very hot and humid day out and your hands are sweaty, this might get a little sticky. That's the issue with metal handled Balisongs, is it doesn't matter if you have titanium or aluminum, sticky, sweaty hands on a hot humid day are going to stick to this while you're flipping, and that can make it stick to your fingers while you're doing certain tricks. You may not be able to do some thumb rollovers because it just wants to stick to you. So I'm going to say the pros of an aluminum machine textured Balisong is going to be the price. Good price. Good grip. most of the time, unless it's very hot or very cold. But the negatives are going to be they can be slippery or sticky depending on the weather. I don't think they sound particularly nice compared to titanium. And they pick up scratches, again, like nobody's business. I think I've dropped this thing a couple times, and each time I drop it, the bottom corners just eat a nice little chunky little ding in them. It is what it is, but it kept the price of the knife very low, and it has a good spot, unlike the untextured aluminums. Next, second, or I guess third on the list, my third favorite type of finish is just a titanium finish. No texturing. There's no texturing on this, right? Much different sound than this. Pingy and high pitched and kind of clunky. I don't know how to explain it, but it's more of a respectable sound. So with a titanium flat finish, you are going to get that nice sound. Titanium almost always sounds good in a Balisong. You're going to get a good amount of grip. I don't know how to explain it, but titanium is a hell of a lot more grippy than aluminum. Not sure why, just the chemical composition, I guess. The way the atoms are formed, I don't know. But with a titanium Balisong, you're going to get a good amount of grip. Even on like a cold day, it's not going to be slipping out of your hands. On a medium day, when you're not too sweaty, it's going to be perfect. The one issue is going to be on a hot day, hot humid day, an untextured titanium Balisong is going to stick to you like glue if your hands are sweaty at all. It's not very fun. That's the biggest downside of these, in my opinion. So benefits, good grip most of the time. Sounds nice, holds up for a long time. They're hardy. You can still scratch them, but you're never gonna break bare titanium handles. Downsides, sticky on a hot and humid day. That's essentially all I have for titanium handles. There's a reason why they're so popular. Very good handle type. Next up, my second favorite handle type, G10. But it has to be done right. The Replicant, perfect G10, no question about it. They use just the right process, because you can have G10 that's a little too sticky, like needs to be sanded down. Just depends on what you have. So G10 has a nice different sound from many other Balisongs. It's nice and bouncy. There we go. And so G10, I think, fantastic. Got yourself some really good grip. It doesn't matter if it's cold or hot, your hands are sweaty, the plastic doesn't care, because G10 is a mixture of plastic fiberglass. So if your hands are like a little clammy, a little cold, or a little hot, they're not going to be sticking or slipping out of this. This is an all year round, no matter what your climate is, G10 is going to have just the right amount of grip, not too much, not too little. It's excellent. So the pros of G10, always exactly the kind of grip that you want, in my opinion. I think pro number 2, I think it sounds pretty nice when done correctly. Pro number 3, they can be cheap. The price can be cheap. These have titanium liners, it's a Replicant, so you know they're charging a premium because it's American made, but there are some other G10 Balisongs that aren't that expensive. Cons, there's going to be one con, and that's going to be G10 is hit or miss. It depends on the maker. If they use a high quality G10 or some blocky sandpapery G10, definitely try out a G10 Balisong before you just buy it and hope it's good, because you never know. But G10 isn't mega popular or common. It's not as common as a titanium knife, so I highly recommend the Replicant because it's got just some of the best handles I've ever felt in my life. And then lastly, my most favorite handle type. That's going to be a textured titanium. Just like the textured aluminum, but instead of the drawbacks of aluminum, it's got the perfectness of titanium. Beautiful sounding knife, excellent grip, and the texture just adds that extra bit of grip that it makes it feel so much I don't know how to explain it. It makes it feel more elite. Titanium with a texture just makes the knife feel more elite and gives you such a fantastic grip for the knife. I truly love a titanium textured balisong. So the positives are going to be, sounds great, right? Obviously. Feels great. The grip is just gorgeous. If it's cold out, not slipping out of your hands. If it's hot out and your hands are a little sweaty, the texture actually makes it so that it's not too grippy. I don't know how to explain it other than titanium textured balisongs don't stick to my hands if I'm sweaty, but flat titanium balisongs do stick to my hands if my hands are sweaty. And yeah, so it's just great. Pros, great grip, doesn't stick to your hands, doesn't slide out of your hands. Pro number 3, I think they look immaculate. I don't think any handles look better than a textured handle like an EX10 or a Reaper or this OSP Matrix. Cons are, they're basically the most pricey handle types of all the ones I'm showing here. Sure, you can get some other insane handle type that's like, I don't know, a Timascus, which would probably be more expensive than a textured titanium, but if you're getting textured titanium, that usually comes with a premium price point. And that is my opinion and my knowledge on handled texture types and handled materials. I hope you learned something from this video. If you have any other things you want me to teach you about balisongs, because I think these informative videos are great for the community, please post a comment and say, I've always wanted to know about this, but I don't know anything about it. And if I know something about it, I'll try to gather up the information, make it into a nice little video for you. See you guys later. Peace.